Yeah, I was muted. Rookie mistake. See what happens when I stay offline a little too much? Yeesh. Sorry about that. How's everybody doing tonight? Thanks for being here. A few things I wanted to talk about. Not going to be a very long night. I don't know. It depends on what we get into. Did you guys see that video I posted? The fight in the movie theater? That I want to talk about for sure. Hey, Paul. Hey, Paul, I was saying, where the hell do you buy your tickets at? Because you've got this win streak, and I need some of that to rub off on me. I don't know if you guys, if there's a lucky convenience store, whatever, where you live, that sells a lot of winning tickets. Well, here in town, there's one in particular, and they say it's like the winningest store. And in other words, they sell more winning tickets for lotto and lottery and scratch tickets than anybody else in the city. So when I do buy them, that's where I go. But I'm telling you, Paul's got this win streak. Ice cold water. I love it. Like carafe. What do you call it? Carafe? 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 Yeah, so I posted a video earlier. Did you guys see this on my page? The fight. It was not even a fight. It was more like a. Maybe it started off as a fight because there was popcorn all over that floor. But then they just started ransacking the place and looting it. Like a bunch of crazy ass. I don't know. You know, and it pissed me off. And I kept thinking about. And they all look young. They all look like, and by young, relatively speaking, I mean teenagers, you know? And I know, I know that there's a mob mentality where it happens. I think it's a phenomenon. But if you're around like a fight or a riot or something or a looting and something comes over you and you just decide you want to hop in for whatever the reason, you know, maybe you think you can get away with some things or you get a, hey, I get a freebie, something, nobody will know. Look at all these 100 people running in there. So they decide to go in and just start, you know, looting or stealing or whatever. But I was thinking about all these were young people. I'm like, where the hell are what? Who were they raised by? Like, where are the parents? And then I started thinking, were they raised by parents? Were they raised by a single parent? Were they raised by maybe a very young parent? Because when I was that age, see, but then again, I was, you know, I got martial arts training when I was young. So for me, eventually, I mean, at a young age, teenage and higher, if there was trouble, I was trained to walk the other way. Not just say jump in and then join the fun, you know. Yeah, I don't know. John's grandparent, maybe. Yeah, that's possible. The Cinemark concession popcorn movie theme container. Yeah, yeah. But they weren't going for those. Maybe some were. They were like going for the soda, and the girl was in there at the soda machine, and she's just throwing stuff behind her over her shoulder, and everybody else is jumping over the counter, and it's like embarrassing. You know what I mean? It's like, what the hell happened to our youth? And by our youth, I mean what happened? What happened to these young people now that are just so out of control? I don't know. All I know is it was very embarrassing. It was. It's like I'm watching it. I'm like, man, these are the people who may be running the country once we all get much older. That's the scary part. Yeah, I did on my YouTube page. I did put up a short video. I think you've seen it before. I put up a short video, Vanessa talking about what happened that fateful morning. And I'm gonna start putting random stuff up there too. And I thought about maybe even doing some vintage VT Chronicles in a bit. Maybe right now. I don't know. We'll see. And I was thinking about these LA, the uprising, whatever you want to call it, in Los Angeles, which I haven't heard much lately. But I find it hilarious that the mayor and even, what's his name? Gavin Newsom keeps referring to them as mostly peaceful. In the meantime, you see these, this whole crowd of fake Antifa. And I say fake because they're paid. This is not grassroots. They aren't out there on their own spending what little money they have to buy supplies, or whatever, to jump into protest. These people have shields and they've got backpacks full of stuff, and they've got megaphones, and they've got certain kind of weapons with them. So that's not these aren't just regular people. And they're all wearing black, and they're all wearing face covering, And then I think it was New York now. Now you go across the country, and the Mexican flags have been replaced by the Palestinian flag and the Iranian flag now. Now that we're kind of on the sidelines watching this skirmish out there between Israel and Iran as they go back and forth. And yes, they're going back and forth. And everybody's wondering, what's Trump going to do? Is Trump going to get us into this war? And he doesn't want to. He wants to, but he doesn't want to. He wants to because we want to stop and prevent Iran from building nuclear weapons. We don't want them to have nuclear weapons. Period. But he doesn't want to. He knows this is not for us. And everybody's waiting for him to pull the trigger. And man, I swear, he's like this. but he doesn't want to get us in this freaking war. Is he working with Israel? Maybe let Israel do whatever they're going to do. Can Israel do it? Possibly. But we are the only ones who've got that bunker buster. That's the one that's going to destroy this manufacturing of the nuclear weapon. Because they're manufacturing these things in the mountains and underground virtually. And only the United States has the power to get underground and into a mountain with these bunker buster bombs. We've got the bombs, we've got the aircraft to take the bombs. Even if Israel had the bombs, they don't have the aircraft and the technology to send it to go and do the job. So, but Trump keeps giving Iran, he's giving them a chance, see what they're going to do. I don't think he trusts them, because you can't trust Iran. They've been stringing us along for years, saying, oh yeah, we're not going to produce any more nuclear, no more uranium. Yet the whole time, they're doing it. So I think everybody knows what has to be done, but I know Trump does not want to get us into this thing. It's like a last resort. So today when he came out and said he's going to wait and see, and he's going to see what happens in the next 2 weeks. I'm like, good. So for everybody who hates Trump, who says, he just wants to get us into a war, and he didn't get us into a war. He said he was going to get out of the war or prevent the war or whatever. And now he's jumping to get us into the war. But when he said 2 weeks, this is somebody who does not want to push that button. He does not want to hit the green light to send these people over there and to take care of that job. If he did, he would have already. So, good. We'll see what happens there. Pretty much, I think Iran has did themselves in. And remember, it's not the Iranian people we had a problem with. It's the leadership. That's who we have a problem with. Even the people of Iran don't like the leadership and don't want the leadership. They don't. So we'll see how that's going to turn out. In the meantime, now you got people here, the usual suspects, the paid protesters, waving the Iranian flag and waving the Palestinian flag. I don't know. I have a problem with U.S. citizens, Americans, especially the younger people. That's the scary part. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know the facts. I think it's just cool to back a seeming underdog. I was watching this one interview today, and the kid was saying, "Oh, we have to support Hamas. We have to support Hamas. I support Hamas." And I was like, "What are you, stupid? What are you, freaking stupid?" And you seen the guys with the queers for Palestine? Like, are you guys even more stupid? Do you know what they do to guys like you or people like you in Palestine? And I don't know. I don't know. Some people have lost their damn minds. Yeah, was this last night? So last night, I'm in bed watching TV. My cat's there at my feet, and this loud boom, boom, shakes the house. And at first, I was like, "Oh, that was loud." Then I thought about it, and I was like, "Fuck, that shook the house. What the hell's going on?" And then on my Ring doorbell alerts, all the, what is it called, that neighborhood, whatever. Did you guys hear the boom? Did anybody else hear the boom? It shook my house. And then the reports started coming in. There was an explosion at SpaceX. SpaceX is, I don't know, I don't even think it's 20 miles from where I'm at. And there was an explosion. They were testing rocket, was it 36? And lost it. It's gone. It was a hardcore failure, and the thing exploded. It turned this whole region, especially down by the island where SpaceX is at, became daylight for a little while. It was so, that explosion and the explosions following it were so loud. And I don't know, that's not a good deal for it's not good for SpaceX, but it's good for people who are anti-SpaceX down here. Because every time there's going to be a launch or a test, they close the access road to Boca Chica Beach, which is a virgin beach out there. And when they close that access, well, you just can't go there. You're not allowed. They haven't built another road or a different way in. So yeah, there's a bunch of people that are not a fan of SpaceX, and especially now that he's got his own city, space base, and so this could potentially cancel whatever launches they had remaining for the year, which I think it was about one a month. So they had 5 or 6 more to go. And this was such a huge failure that potentially, I mean, this is a disaster. Nobody died. I believe nobody was injured. Nobody died. And but I know the anti-SpaceXers are happy, especially if there won't be another launch the rest of the year. Which means, theoretically, that the access to the beach is not going to be blocked off. So, I'm sure people are happy about that. What else happened in the news yesterday? Karen Reed. Was that yesterday or today? I can't remember. Oh, it was yesterday, right? Karen Reed, not guilty? Jeez. I'm doing this work. I got this job, and it's struggling a little bit with it. And it's getting kind of intense. And every once in a while, I'll take a look at... that was yesterday. Court TV and that kind of thing, right? Have it on in the background. But there's no trials going on. No major ones anyway. The guy who killed those college kids. But, it's not sexy. You know what I mean? It's It's not P Diddy. It's not Karen Reed. It's not Johnny Depp. You know. So we got to wait for the next thing to come along. Oh yeah, that's the other thing I put up. The story of those children that were buried over in Ireland. Yeah, Starbase is still there. It's there. This happened at their hey bullshit kid. I don't have a job for you just yet. Not yet. Not yet. This happened at there's a gun range called Massey's, which is I don't know 10 minutes before you get to SpaceX, and it's another launch pad. It's a testing site, not a launch pad, and that's where the explosion happened. So it wasn't right at SpaceX, but it lit up the entire SpaceX facility. Yeah, it's a huge loss. It's a big loss. So these kids, these children that were found, you know, it's actually an old story from a few years ago, but it came up again because at this point they're finally gonna. Yeah, they have right by Massey's. They have a testing facility. That's why they kind of call it Massey's. And that's where that happened. The reason that story from Ireland is in the news again is because they're actually going to start to excavate the rest of the property now and possibly level that house. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, I posted a story the other day how a few years ago, many years ago actually, to be honest, the bodies of almost 800 infants, children. I think the oldest might have been 3 years old, and the majority of them were infants, and they all died from infections, diseases, health issues that were never taken care of. They were left intentionally just to die. They were left untreated, purposely. This was documented, and very sad, horrible. And they were found inside what's kind of, I guess, like a modern septic tank, and bodies and parts and stuff. And oh my God, I can't imagine. You know, it's bad enough when you see a dead person, an accident, a car accident, whatever. But I couldn't even think about finding infants and infant body parts. I can't even imagine it. I don't want to imagine it either. And this is so I posted that story yesterday, and there was one person going, lies, it's all lies, it's fake. And I pulled a Vanessa. I looked at her profile, or their profile, who I don't know if it's a female or male, whatever, I can't remember. And there was a lot of talk about Christ and Jesus Christ, and then Catholic. because the people who ran these homes, there were many, many homes like this. There were homes for girls, unwed mothers, young mothers, and they would go to this home. And then the babies would get sick, and nothing we can do for them. So, and the baby would disappear. And it makes me wonder how many they literally tossed out, maybe alive still, and just dumped somewhere, you know? That's horrible. Hey, yeah, Billy, you can take that elsewhere. Don't bring that stupid crap here. So yeah, that was the shitty news from yesterday. That's horrible. I can't even imagine. So now they're I don't know what the delay was. Now they're gonna excavate the rest of the property. I can't even imagine. Keep thinking about that, and that's like, I don't want to think about it. You know what I mean? So was anybody else following the Karen Reed trial? She was found not guilty yesterday. I knew it was either going to be not guilty or a hung jury. She did not kill the guy. I think anybody. Oh, what is this? No way. Anybody with a normal mind and an open mind who would listen to everything, like seriously, interested, look at it interestingly and attentively, you knew that she wasn't guilty. She was not guilty. And I'm glad the jury found it that way, because I don't think she is. The police were not just shoddy, but they were shady. I think the cop, when she left him, he was alive. When she drove away, she saw him go into the house, or at least go in that direction. I don't know if she actually saw him go inside the house or not, but he walked away from the car. Actually, I think she did, because she said she waited for like 5 minutes. She got impatient and she's left. So he was alive when she left. Yes, and then they found his body, and then there's bite marks or something, like scratches and bite marks, right? Is that the name of the dog, Chloe? And then Chloe mysteriously disappears. And I don't mean killed, but they hid the dog, took him somewhere. And then there's all these text messages from the cops, the detectives, and the other family. And next thing you know, it's like a little community, and they're all talking about Karen Reed and disparagingly talking about her. I mean, I know her attitude. Some people don't like it. People don't like the way she looks. I think she's an attractive woman, but that's just me. But they were talking about her like, man. It's like, don't you ever do people ever think? I mean, police officers, lawyers. You know what? We can't talk like this on the phone or messages, because if we ever get brought in, dragged into court for something, first thing they're going to do is go to the phones, check messages. That's what they're going to do. So you think they would know better, but they were all doing it. So it makes me think. That's what made me think, damn, maybe they are trying to frame her. So if you haven't seen the first one, there's a documentary out. I think it's on Max. It's called The Karen Reed Trial. It's on Max. It's a documentary showcasing the first trial. And you should check that out. It's very interesting. And I know that they're making a second one for this trial that just happened. They've been filming the whole time. And they're going to make another documentary with this trial, the second trial. First one was a hung jury. Spoil it because it's already out there. But it's really good. You should watch that documentary. It's really good. But so when they found her not guilty, I was happy. Like I was having a crappy day, and then I heard not guilty, and then like the sun came out. And I was like, there is justice. Hey, Mighty Lou. Nope. She cannot be retried again. This is done. There is a civil lawsuit against her, and this not guilty verdict does not help those people with that civil case. Yeah, so I'm glad. I never thought she was. You know, I did go to YouTube and I was watching all the attorneys and all the lawyers and all the courtroom videos and podcasts and everything, and it was overwhelming. Everyone that said she's not guilty, she's getting framed, and yeah, I believe it. And that's when I got more. Hey, Debbie Philly, welcome. That's when I started listening more, and I'm like, okay, just. And people are saying, "Oh, she's such an asshole. Look at her smile, or that smug." And it's like, it doesn't matter. You know, there's not a popularity contest. This is about facts and whether or not she did something or didn't do something. And when people don't like her, that doesn't hold any water. That's too bad. So the trial I wish was televised is P. Diddy. Oh man, I'd love to be a fly on the wall in that courtroom, wouldn't you? And apparently they showed videos earlier this week or last week. They actually showed on film or video of these freak off parties. And I wonder if those will ever get leaked. I wonder if they will ever get leaked. OJ, yeah, I totally believe that OJ did it. I think the prosecutors messed up royally. I think OJ had a good attorney, a showman, and what's his name? I can't think of his name. I just had his name. You know, if it doesn't fit, then you must acquit. What was his name? Johnny Cochran. If it wasn't for Johnny Cochran, OJ's in jail. Yep. I think he got lucky. Yeah, that book, Isabel. Like, why would you write a book? Okay, fine, write a book. Why would you title your book, If I Did It? What kind of moron are you to write a book title, If I Did It? I don't know. Some people... You know what? He was found not guilty. He should have disappeared into oblivion, moved to another country, and have been happy that he got away with it, and just vanish somewhere, go away, and just stay away. That would have been the best thing to happen. But no, he's got to start. He's doing interviews and he's making money and he's, doing interviews and TV shows like nothing ever happened. So that was more shady stuff right there. Is Al B. Shore going to testify? I heard he's supposed to. Do you guys remember Al B. Shore from the 80s? Jamie Foxx, possibly? Or did he testify already? Didn't he testify already, I think? Oh, I know. I don't know. Somebody's got to have a copy of those freak off videos, and somebody's... But you know what? I think you've got too many A-list names that if somebody puts this out, they're going to get sued. I mean, or killed even. I think there are people that don't want to be shown, or they don't want people to know that they were at these parties. It's bad enough that they're talking about it and they have a list of who was at these parties. But I don't think they want these videos showing any of that stuff. Yo, Punky says, hey, Punky. Tyler Perry. Oh, so what is this? Tyler Perry. Now he's being accused of sexually harassing this guy. Do you guys... Oh, man, this opens up a whole other rabbit hole. Because it seems, remember, what's his name? Hold on. Cat Williams. When he was talking about, they asked him to be in a movie, and then he was in a movie, and then they wanted him to wear a dress, and he said, no, I'm not wearing a dress. And you look at all these, he rambled off a list of black actors and famous people. And at some point in their career, they put on a dress. So for what might seem part of show business to us, looks like it's got a deeper meaning to it than just putting on a dress. It's more like you're selling your soul to the man. So everybody starts talking about, you start hearing rumors about now some of these black actors, entertainers, famous people, whatever. Now their sexuality is in question, which I don't know. Personally, I don't care. If somebody's this or that, that's none of my business, whatever. But if Cat Williams is right, and you're being blacklisted, no pun intended, you're being blacklisted because you won't wear women's clothes in a movie. And now all of a sudden you're called difficult or whatever, however they do to blacklist you. Yeah, that's interesting. And then rumors here and there, Tyler Perry, he's gay and this and that. Again, I don't care if he is or isn't. But this allegation came out that the guy said that, Tyler Perry sexually abused or whatever. And it's like, oh, is this another Harvey Weinstein situation coming up? Can you imagine? Now we're going to start hearing, don't be surprised if we start hearing more people coming forward saying that they were raped or abused or whatever by Tyler Perry. For the money, wouldn't surprise me, because where there's money, people come out of the woodwork to jump on that train. So does it mean it really happened, or is it just more people being opportunistic, which may have happened at the P. Diddy trial, or the reason for the trial is people who may have bumped into, P. Diddy at some point, and they're like, yeah, he abused me too. Yep, I want 100 million. I don't think he's named names yet. Well, Diddy, for the Diddy trial, there's names all over the place. Just a lot of them have not been made public. Yeah, let's see. Mr. Lalo. Trump knows all of them. He was there with them all. I don't know if Trump ever went to a white party. I don't think he was at a freak off, but everybody's freaking out too. Oh, Trump was at Jeffrey, what's the name? Epstein Island or whatever. Have you seen the list of who was there? There was a lot of people on there, a lot. But a lot of people went for the vacation of it, for the high society of it. Because who was there a lot? Tom Hanks. Now, do you think he's a pedophile, child molester? Do you think so, really? I think a lot of people went not knowing what else was going on. And then there was another crowd. People went, and once they found out, hearing these rumors, a lot of people quit going. So, I know that people are going to throw names around because they don't like people and stuff. Yeah, I didn't hear the Fat Joe thing. All I know is that he lost a lot of weight, I believe. And I don't think, I don't know. What did Fat Joe do? Let's see what Fat Joe did. Let's see. Fat Joe is being sued for $20 million. So Fat Joe is being sued for $20 million for allegedly having inappropriate dealings with minors, financial fraud, labor exploitation, and much more. Sexual manipulation, violent intimidation, psychological coercion. Damn. Now, I don't know any of these people, not even Diddy, right? Obviously, we don't know him personally. We can only go by the things we've heard and we keep hearing over and over and over again. This is the first time ever I ever hear something about Fat Joe. And I don't know how popular he is now as opposed to 10 years ago or further. Um, is he super mega rich? I don't know. I think he's well off. I just don't know that he's got Diddy money, you know? What do they call that? FU money? I don't know. He's got that kind of money. Slim Joe. Yeah, I don't know. I'm telling you, he's got that. He's got the. Does he have a Manjaro or what's the other thing? The weight loss thing. What's the other the weight loss drug that everybody and their mother is using right now in Hollywood? Well, I mean everywhere, but Ozempic. I swear, Ozempic gives you a look, and you can tell when somebody's using Ozempic. It does something with your face. What was her name from? Hang on. Oh yeah. Oh shoot! I can't show you this like that. Hold on. Anybody used to watch Hardcore Pawn? Remember that show? You guys know what I'm talking about? Show of hands. Push number 1 if you remember. You know what I'm talking about. Hardcore Pawn. Punch number 1 if you know what Hardcore Pawn is. I'd be surprised if you don't. I mean, it was a popular show. It's a reality show, just like the Vegas Pawn Shop show. What is that called? And the storage unit shows and the Philadelphia parking meter maids, whatever that program is called. Yeah, Detroit. It was in Detroit, right? It's called Hardcore Pawn. So this is Ashley. Do you remember Ashley, the daughter? It was Seth and Ashley. And Ashley kind of was chunky. She was thick, whatever. And then a few months ago, I saw her. And it's like, it's this look that Ozempic or the Ozempic kind of drugs do to you. I don't know, man. I don't. You see what I'm talking about? It's weird what it does to your body. And the terms that I use is skeletal. And I had a friend. We used to talk a lot. Just a friend. And she was not overweight. I don't even think. I don't even think she was thick. Potentially thick, maybe, but I don't even think you would call her thick. Perfect the way she was. And then we didn't talk for a while, and got back in touch and seen photos, and like, and I told her, I'm like, I'm telling you this because I think you need to stop losing weight. I said you look skeletal, and I think I'm pretty sure I offended her because she hasn't talked to me since. And I didn't mean it in a bad way. I meant it like, stop already. I mean, you don't need it. I don't know what they're trying to gain. I mean, so what happens now? Okay, you see this? So what happens now? When you get like this, do you stop taking it and then rely on your own nutrition and working out and take care of yourself on your own, or do you got to keep taking it? But I'll tell you what, I would not want to look like that. I would not. Forget it. Forget it. A little thick. You know what? I'll stay just like this. I do not want to look like that. And the other one that looks scary too is Ariana Grande. Remember a few months ago, last year probably, when the movie was coming out? It's like, what the heck happened to her? No, she was little. She's always small. She's very petite. She's tiny. So that kind of weight loss makes her even look more devastating, like more makes her look sickly. Ariana Grande was freaking beautiful, smoking, beautiful girl. But now she's so. I mean, you've seen the pictures. She got the open kind of dress here, and you see just bone, nothing but bone. I don't know. Some kind of body dysmorphia. I know there's a medical term for it. Maybe it's not dysmorphia, but there is a word. I can't think of it. If somebody knows it, you could put it out there. I mean, yes, I wouldn't mind losing some weight, and I'm doing what I'm doing to drop the weight. But I don't want to look like that. That's why I mean, my doctor never recommended it, but at one point I remember asking. I was going to ask about it, but if I took it, I would do like a little bit. I don't know. I don't know. I just know I'm not trying to be a friggin' skeleton. Who wasn't what's that couple that's on daytime TV? They have a TV show. Kelly, is it Kelly Ripa and her husband, a Mexican dude? Is it Mark Consuelos, right? Okay. Kelly Ripa, right? I mean, she's smoking hot too. But then she got on one of these things. I don't know if it's Ozempic or Manjaro or what. But now I don't know, man. Is this Hollywood thing or something? But not a fan. Do you remember anybody knows the Sopranos? There was a scene where they were talking about uh, Johnny Sack's wife. She was big. She was a big girl, and they started making jokes about her. And I remember uh, Furio. They kind of asked him about it, and he said, "I like to grab onto something." He likes to be able to grab onto something, and and I don't mind that. I'd rather grab onto something than grab bone. That I don't know. I don't think that's normal. I don't even think they're healthy. Just because you lose a lot of weight doesn't mean that it doesn't mean you're healthy. It just means you lost a lot of weight. And okay, so Kelly Ripa's husband, Mark. I mean, they're both midgets. They're both tiny people. I don't know. I think it's funny. But now I mean, I don't know. He, I guess, looks the same, but she really got skinny. And it's just that face. That right there. It's almost like it targets your face or certain parts of your face or certain parts of your body fat, but not all of it. When you're working out and you're doing this thing for months and months and weeks, and you start losing weight, and it just comes off pretty evenly. You get a lot of, whoa, well, look, your face looks thinner. Wow. And obviously everything else is thinner also. That's how it's supposed to work. I don't know. I'm not a fan of this look, and I think I don't know if it's dangerous or not, or if it is, whatever, but I don't know. I think she looks terrible. I think she looked better before. Yeah, not a fan of that. So my friend doesn't talk to me anymore. I know it's because of that, and I didn't mean to offend her. I remember her saying, "I haven't reached my goal weight," and I'm like, and the clothes she was wearing in the pictures, it was like, if you're gonna lose weight, then buy smaller clothes. You can't wear the clothes you had. Everything looked big on her, and that's I don't want to say something wrong with you, but it's just I don't know. I hope I'm never like that. I don't want to be. I have a weight goal, and a weight loss goal, but I don't want to be like that. No. Anyway. I was honest with her because she's somebody that, after talking to her for so long, I knew that she could handle it. She would be someone that would know that I wasn't making fun of her. I meant it in a serious, like, I think you need to stop. And you're already down a lot, and you didn't have to be that light to begin with. You were okay. But I don't know, what is that saying? At the end of the day, you're going to get punished for your good graces or whatever, or something like that. And then that brings me to brutal honesty about something else. And I don't know if you guys are. I've been called this before. Still, I don't know if you are or you're not. I don't think you guys are. I think people can make jokes about certain things, but it doesn't mean that you are. And I'm talking about racist, racism, anti-Semitism, even. We're in 2025. Why do people hate the Jews? Why? And if people have a problem with the Jews over there by Palestine and Israel, you know what? That's a different reason. But here, why do people hate the Jews? Why? Give me one good fucking reason why you should hate Jewish people. And then take it to the next step. And again, I keep thinking about this day and age. And I know there's traditionally, I'm going to say, those white people that are racist against blacks, or just racist, black, Hispanic, whatever. I know they're still out there. Although I like to think not as much. But even then, even them, why? Again, we're in 2025. Me, yes. You put something up there? Sorry, the comments were going to flipping through kind of. I can see your comments, me. Oh, let's see. Please forgive me if you already answered. I love serious, but what are your thoughts on the Valeria case in Mexico, if you know about it? I don't know about it. What is that about? I thought you were talking about Natalia Grace, which she gives me the creeps, I'm telling you. Oh, she's the TikTok that was killed while she was on camera. Yeah, well, I'll get to that. I will get to that. Remind me. Let's get back to that because I got a problem with that also. Oh yeah, I want to talk about this too, John Allen. I'm glad you brought it up. And speaking of that, speaking of Caitlin Clark, you guys know how I used to be married to what's her name? I forgot her name already. The actress, Let's see if I can find a picture of this one. What's her name again? The basketball player. I'll look it up in a minute. Anyway, so Blake Lively and I used to be married, right? And then Blake became kind of a mean girl, and I mean she's still smoking hot. I'm not gonna deny that. But somebody just joined the Indiana Fever basketball team, the WNBA team. And her name is Sophie Cunningham. Have you seen this woman? She's been in the news a lot on a lot of reels and TikTok because she committed a very, very hard foul on one of the basketball players that committed a hard foul on Caitlin Clark. Oh, I'll show you right here. I know we're kind of all over the place. That's all right. Sophie Cunningham. And she's tall. So, yeah, we'll get to that too, because I started thinking, and it's been said that the NBA, the girls are racist. You know, it's all these black girls that are committing hard fouls on Caitlin Clark. But this season, it's not black or only black girls. Now it's everybody, including white basketball players, are trying to take Caitlin Clark out and take her down. And I'm like, what the heck? Why? Why? I mean, now that could be for basketball reasons, sports. You know, trying to take out the best players so she doesn't compete against you. But the NBA referees are not doing anything about it. They're just letting it happen. I don't know. I think the NBA, the WNBA, is got some issues right now. Like, nobody likes to watch it unless Caitlin Clark is playing. She's a good player. She's a sharpshooter. She's a great passer. She knows how to play the game. Angel Reese just wants to be TikTok famous. All her focus is on TikTok and fashion and photo shoots and the limelight, not basketball. She can't make a layup. I mean, she's getting all these rebounds, but they're called me bounds because she's getting the ball from shots that she's shooting and doesn't make. Or she's catching those missed shots. That's why she's got so many rebounds. That's why they're called me bounds. But everybody's hating on Caitlin Clark. I mean, Caitlin Clark has done a lot for the WNBA. And it's like nobody cares. It's because of Caitlin Clark that now they all fly on chartered private planes and not on commercial or on a bus. So you can thank Caitlin Clark for that. Oh. All right. Brittany Griner. Very controversial. And I'll tell you why, if you don't know it yet. If you don't know Brittany Griner, that's Brittany Griner. Arguably, her voice is deeper than mine. And there's a videotape of her poolside, I think at her house. And she's topless. And there's nothing there, no breast. Looks like a man's chest. And this video has been all over the internet and Facebook and YouTube and TikTok and Instagram, you name it. It's been everywhere. And it's like, if it's a woman and she's topless, then why are you showing the video? But looks like a man, sounds like a man. I mean, could this be And the thing I'll say about that as well, if it is a scheme or if it is something shady going on there, it didn't work because she's not that great of a player. I mean, she's dirty. She's dirty herself. She's tried to poke Caitlin Clark's eyes out numerous times, but you don't see people rushing, to Atlanta to go see her. People want to see Caitlin Clark because she plays ball. She wants to win. She's a sharpshooter. She's exciting to watch. But look up some videos on your own. It's she's very. What did Austin Powers say? She's a man, baby. Yeah, I don't know. The jury's out on that one. But if she's topless, and they can show her topless because there's nothing there, it looks like a man's chest. Is the WNBA going to start testing, hormone testing? I don't know, or testosterone testing? You know what? Will it need to get to that point? Yeah, well, we're going to need a blood test, and part of contract negotiations, once a contract has been reached, has been agreed to, just like there's a regular physical. Yeah, agreed to a $100 million contract. Just needs to pass the physical, which everybody does. I don't know. Is that ever going to happen? I don't know. It would be very interesting. I think for the most part, I think everyone, they're all females. I really do. Even Brittany Griner might be a female. But I don't know. Kind of like that boxer, remember the Olympics, that situation? I forgot her name. Similar situation there. And then Brittany Griner got busted, and she was playing for was she playing for China or for Russia? Or for who was she playing for? And she got caught with some THC or whatever that marijuana stuff is. And she was jailed, apparently in the man's prison, in the man's section. Solitary, but in the man's section. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? I know it is, and I don't 100 million% do not agree with trans women playing with real women. It's like common sense. It's common freaking sense. I mean, what part of common sense, even if you don't have it, do you know about common sense? According to their logic, LeBron James could put on a skirt and a wig. He can say he identifies as a woman, and they'll let him play in the WNBA. And he will get 300 points a night, and they will win a championship, and they will let him do that, or anybody else who wants to identify that way and do it. And how messed up is that? I mean, and the problem is you got politicians that are supporting this stuff. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. You can't. I mean, you have people who can't even or don't want to tell you. Remember, you've seen that everywhere last year, 2 years ago. What is a woman? What is a woman? A woman is somebody who identifies as a woman. That's not a woman. but they can't answer it, or they don't want to answer it. And this is something brought out and on by the radical liberals. There's no way around it. I mean, look where we're headed with all this stupid crap. You know, why does, and I got nothing against gay people or trans, whatever, fuck, I don't care. As a lot of you know, I grew up in that neighborhood, Chicago, Boys Town. My mom dragged me to all the pride parades every year. We had gays living in our building. I used to go collect rent from them as a kid. I worked with them, places I worked and went to school with them in Chicago and all this stuff. They were everywhere. You know, my mom always said, don't judge them. They're just people. They just happen to like this or they like that. And you know what? And Bam and I talked about this before a lot. But the old school gays were so much different. There was a time where the gays in the neighborhood, they didn't want to be in the news. They didn't want people to know they were gay. They just wanted to be left alone, let them live, treat them the same way as you would anybody else. And they were happy. That's all they wanted. They just wanted to live and be allowed to live and leave them alone. They're not bothering you. And that's the way it was. But now, they want to shove it in your face. And they want to force you to deal with them. And they want to force you to call them certain things. And they want to force their way into bathrooms that are for females, even though they're not. They want to read adult-themed books to children. Why? I have no freaking idea why. And you have schools that are allowing this. Why? I was watching this little kid at some school board meeting. I just saw the video earlier tonight. His father was with him. This little kid comes up and says, I'm going to read from this book, which I rented at the library at the school. And he's talking about a man giving another kid, oral sex, and they're talking about this, and they're descriptive. It's like, why? I'll never understand why. I'll never agree with it. People are trying to sexualize young people so young. You know, I'm glad mine are older and grown and with their own healthy mind and doing things on their own. Whether they're gay or not, or if they were, whatever, I wouldn't care. But when you want to talk to, you're going to talk to my kid and tell them that they could be a girl if they want to, or they can read this book that tells them how to do sex. And I was like, no, nope. I'm glad I don't have to be in that setting. I'm really glad. Because I don't know what I would do, man. I would pull that kid out of school. You know what? You're getting homeschooled. Solve that problem real quick. Yep. This is the liberal agenda. And they can deny it all they want. But there's something about sexualizing young people. I don't know if they're trying to make an army of... You know, kids already have a tough time with whatever kids' issues are at school or with their friends. And now you want to drop something else on them just because I put on my mom's high heel shoes when I was 2 or 3 years old. Oh, he's gay. He's going to be trans. He's trans. Let's do the hormone blockers and all that crap. And it makes me wonder. I mean, oh man, I don't know. This is an issue that pisses me off. And some people didn't like the way I would talk about this a lot. And they would tell me, well, does it affect your life? And I was like, not directly, but, I know people with kids. I don't want them exposed to stuff like that. It shouldn't be in the schools. It makes me wonder what is it mentally that's messing people up in the head. It's some kind of mental disorder, that's for sure. The whole gay thing, do I think people can be born gay? Yeah, I think so. It is what it is. But I think a lot of the LGBTQ, which I'll affectionately call the alphabet people, a lot of that is strictly lifestyle and sexual. Again, I grew up with it. I've seen it everywhere around me, from the time I was a young kid till I finally left the neighborhood. So it's a lifestyle, and I think it's cool to want to turn everything, make everything rainbows and unicorns. No matter where we go, put the flag up everywhere. I don't care about the flag, but it should never replace any government flag. No. But that's caused a huge problem, and it'll continue to cause a problem. I don't know. And I know, and again, I have to say this, even though it's like that thing you say, like when people are accused of being racist, and he goes, "Oh, I have a black friend. I have black friends." Like, I got nothing against the gays because I grew up with it. People are people, What you do behind closed doors is none of my freaking business. And I don't want to know. And I don't want you to rub it in my face and rub it in everybody's face. And that's it. I don't care if you're gay, whatever. Be happy. But you got some that are just not right. Remember that whole thing, we're coming for your kids thing a couple years ago? Yeah, already it's been a couple years. Like, oh man. I think people without kids who were normal adults, they were ready to come out and protect people's children. Like, you want to be gay, or if you're gay, fine, whatever. And but you got to think, what happened in life where they have to shove it in your face now? Why now, all of a sudden? And now, all of a sudden, I mean like the last 10 years. Why is there a Pride Month? Why is there a Pride Month? And one day for veterans, one Memorial Day. There are people who died so that you can be gay. They died to let you say and tell people that you're gay, or that you can do your gay things in your apartment. People that died for that, why don't they get a month or 2 months or a quarter? Give them three or 4 months. Ray, we are all over the place. You name it, we're talking about it. WNBA, Britney, Brittany Griner, Caitlin Clark, LGBTQ. We talked about Iran. You name it. We've talked about it all. Oh, yeah. You're talking about Lily Tino. Every time I hear that name, I see it on TikTok. And the problem is, you watch a video or two of this stuff, and then it's always in your feed. Lily Tino is that trans person who's always sitting at a restaurant, who gets offended because they call her sir by accident or by mistake or on purpose, who knows. And then he'll complain to the manager, yeah, he called me sir. And every time I hear that, it's like a dagger. It's like right in the heart. It's like a knife to the heart. And he says that shit every single time. And people keep accidentally calling, I think accidentally. I don't think they're trying to insult the guy. But they call him sir. Because there's absolutely nothing feminine about him at all whatsoever. And apparently he's already had his part of his transformation. He's already had his berries, apparently. And so he decides to go to Disney, and he decides that it's a good idea to talk about. He did a video in a restaurant with families and kids around of how they're going to take he called it a corn dog, and he explained how they're going to take his corn dog, split it down the middle, open it up, reshape it to make, I forgot what he calls the female part. I don't remember. And he's doing this at Disney. Not to mention going into the ladies' rooms, women's restrooms, taking pictures and selfies. Like he's bold to go there. And then I heard there's somebody is suing him because she didn't want to be in his photo. And he's taking a picture of him in the bathroom in the ladies' room, and then there's women back there, including a young girl. So I think he's going to be in trouble. But yeah, I was going to bring that up. Well, let me see. Give me a second. Let's see. And Lily Tino even... Okay, so... Oh, man. Okay, I want to show this. I don't care.
The person who gave me this called me sir. It kind of just hurts a lot to get called.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Yes,
Ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am. Sorry about that. And
Going to cut it down the middle. This is not the best knife for this.
is my manicotti, and later this year a
Oh my God, bro.
Weird.
Oh, for you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, question I get asked way
The
too many
hell?
times, and every time I go live, so I'm going to put it up there so you see it. What are my thoughts?
Well, that voice freaked me out. God. I swear I was not expecting that voice. Seriously.
Okay, question I get asked way too many times, and every time I go live, so I'm going to put it up there so you see it. What are my thoughts on Lily Tino, and did I sign the petition to have her removed from TikTok? My thoughts are the same. They're never going to change. She is there because she likes attention, and she doesn't care what kind of attention it is. Instead of signing a petition, let's just think a little bit easier, because you're never going to get enough people to sign that thing, because there's people out there that actually do like her. Unfortunately, it does happen. Just block her. It's so simple, guys. Just go to Lily Tino's account, hit block, and it's done. And you'll never have to see her again.
All right,
The person who gave me this called me sir.
trans women aren't women, then is this big croissant not a croissant? Of course it's a croissant. It's made out of butter and dough just like any other croissant. Oh, but they're a bio.
I'm Lily Tino. I don't care about your petitions with tens of thousands of signatures, your account bans, or your attempts to bar me from Disney. Your demands are nothing but empty words. They don't define my existence or my worth. No matter how hard you try to erase me, I've lived as my truest self. As for J.K. Rowling, her opinions mean nothing to me. She called my bathroom selfie a trophy, trying to elevate her own standing by belittling me. Her words only reveal her prejudice and ignorance.
So, in my opinion, yowza. In my opinion, there isn't a feminine thing about her. I'll call him her. I don't care. There isn't a feminine thing about her at all. If you watch any of her videos, I should call him. His mannerisms. She walks like a guy. She moves around like a guy. She eats like a guy. Eating. Makes faces like a guy. Doesn't sound like a woman. I don't think there's anything feminine about her. And apparently she had facial feminization or something. And she made this big deal about it when she came out, all bandaged up, then she took it off. I mean, it was all over the internet. You should get your money back, bro. You know? Like, what happened? I can't tell the difference. And you couldn't tell. There was nothing. Yeah. I think I was looking for her actual page. I don't think that's her page.
Trans women are the best at sports. Swish. The testosterone surging through our muscles gives us super strength. Well, most trans women don't have much, if any, testosterone in their system, but that doesn't mean we aren't still better. After all, we do have the biological advantage.
Tell me, does that even remotely look like a woman to you? Really? Seriously? Is there anything feminine about that at all whatsoever? There isn't.
Advantage. Not like athleticism is determined by anything other than what's between your legs. But if that's true, it means that some trans women are great athletes, but some are flat out bad, just like cis women. And trans women lose at sports all the time, but that doesn't get reported on. Because they want you to be scared of us, like we're taking something from you. And the very small number of trans women who do compete do it for the love of the game, not because they need attention or couldn't win at men's sports.
Oh, yeah, I beg to differ. Many of them switch to compete against women because they cannot win in the men's category. They cannot win in the men's category. So, I'm trans. I identify as a woman. Let me play against the women or compete against the women.
Nah, that can't be true. Trans women are definitely the best at sports. Trans women are the best at sports.
That face, only a mother could love, right? Again, now I'm not gonna lie. There are women, there are men that are trans women that can fool you. There are. A lot of them can fool you as long as they don't speak. A lot of them can fool you as long as they don't speak and show you what's being covered by their underwear. But a lot of them could fool you. This one doesn't fool you. There's nothing feminine about the body at all. Facial expressions, whatever. Just like I said, movements, gestures like a guy.
I think Disney's gonna ban me for this one. My corn dog is still intact. I'm not happy about that, but sadly it takes a long time to turn a corn dog into a inverted corn dog. I do hair removal every week for 2 hours straight. It is not fun or easy, but once that is finally done, hopefully by the end of the year, they are going to take my corn dog. These ears do not want to stay on. They are going to cut it down the middle. This is not the best knife for this. They will then take off the outer lining of the corn dog. Okay, I'm actually impressed that I'm doing this good of a job. Like so. Flip it inside out and make something of a tunnel. This tunnel will then become, well, you know, my hands are disgusting. Now you might be asking why I would do this or why anyone would do this. It sounds not fun, and I agree with you. I'm not looking forward to that recovery process. But know that this is not a decision that any of us take lightly. Our corn dogs do serve a purpose, but at the end of the day, I just don't like having it. It's not me. I look at it in the mirror and it's like, ugh, can we do something about that? And it turns out we can't. But until then, I am making the most of my final days with my corn dog. Farewell to this thing that has served me not very well, but is what I was born with. It did its duty. R.I.P. I think Disney's gonna ban me for this one. My corn dog is still intact.
That was it. And then she was, she was, I keep saying she, I don't know why. He was very criticized for doing this.
Hi, friends. Today we're going to talk about something super important. Let's say that your imaginary... Meet Amy. Let's say that... Hi, friends. Today we're going to talk about something super important. What it means to be transgender.
Now, he was criticized for this because he was obviously talking at children. And this pissed off a lot of people.
The big word, but I promise that it's easy to understand. Ready to learn? The first thing I want you to do is close your eyes. Now think, do you feel like a boy, a girl, or a little bit of both? Do you have your answer? Great. Now I want you to imagine that everyone keeps telling you that you're something else, even though in your heart, you know who you are. Wouldn't that make you sad inside? People who feel like this are transgender. And if you're not transgender, it's super easy to be friends with someone who is. Let's take our imaginary friend Theo, for example. One day you notice that Theo starts wearing girl clothes instead of boy clothes, and then they tell you that they want to be called Luna instead of Theo. This is so exciting for our friend Luna because they finally get to be their true self. And if you accidentally call Luna by their old name, make sure to say a big sorry and that you'll do better next time. As you...
Yep. Yep. Yeah, let's just finish that. I mean,
as you can see, transgender people are just like you and me. There are...
Okay, and then there was one more. Well, here's kind of
I got
this.
my cake pops removed, but now it's time to turn my candy cane into a donut. After the procedure is done, I will stay in the hospital for about a week. And while I'm there, they will pack my freshly made donut with napkins. This will ensure that everything sets in place and the donut doesn't close in on itself. After about a week, they will remove the napkin and send me home with instructions to dilate. Dilating serves the same purpose as the napkin, making sure that the donut doesn't close in on itself. Just instead of using the napkins, you use a plastic candy cane or dilator that you place inside of the donut for 20 minutes 3 times a day. And as you heal, your donut will become more resilient and you will increase the size of your dilator until eventually you're ready for the big leagues and you only have to dilate a couple times a week. That being said, a lot of people don't want to dilate. It's understandable. The good news is that you can get a zero-depth donut, one that looks the exact same but doesn't require dilation. There are certain things that you can't do with a zero-depth donut, but that trade-off is worth it to some people. Personally, I am down to dilate because I am sick and tired of my candy cane, and I'm going into 2026 with a donut. I got my...
Now, from what I understand, from what I've heard, documentaries, interviews, people that have transitioned who've had this done, they say that they have to keep that thing in there because your body's natural tendency is to want to heal itself. And it sees that as a wound and it wants to close the wound. And they said you have to keep using something forever. Otherwise, you're going to close up. They were talking about sexual intercourse, so that was extremely painful and not whatever. So, I don't know. You know what? I don't think enough. I think I had enough of this. I don't think there's enough mental health going on before these procedures. I think now it's become such a thing to do. Like Are we still here? Yeah. Sorry. I want to say that's a lot of these people have some kind of it's a mental disorder. I mean, I can't imagine wanting to cut your male member off and not regret it. Yeah, exactly, Teresa. Many have regretted. There are people who transition who are completely upset about it now. And now they are depressed because they're stuck like that. It's very sad. Yeah. Yeah. All right. On that note, I think for tonight, for now anyway, I'm going to call it a night. Absolutely want to come back live tomorrow evening. Got some other items I want to bring up, some true crime stuff, and just talk about some other things. I'm trying to get somebody else on here, but we'll see if they can make it. That would be great. Was there something else before we get out of here? You know what? We'll do VT Chronicles tomorrow. I'll dig up some videos and we'll do some VT Chronicles flashback. Yeah, we'll do that tomorrow. We'll have some fun with that. I think a lot of people really stressed out about the Iran and Israel thing and Russia and Ukraine and China and Russia. Well, China's sitting there. You got to think what China is thinking. But anyway, that's for another day. You guys have a great night, and we will see you back here tomorrow evening. Tomorrow's Friday, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll see you tomorrow night. Yeah, that's a whole other. That's Lily Tino is a piece of work, and yeah. Sorry, I had to leave you with that last thought of. Yeah, you know. But you guys have a good night. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye, guys.
es la leva. Del norte te traigo fiesta cuando la leva llega. Sírvele un vasito de tequila con fresca. Esto no va a parar hasta que amanezca. La leva pone el sazón y el Dainer hace la mezcla. La party era en Coahuila y ahora estoy en el centro. Estaba bailando cumbia y ahora un bellaqueo. No me retiré, solo es un nuevo comienzo. No es mi culpa que todo lo que hago me salga perfecto. Póngase lentes si le afecta el brillo. Se sienten muy canes si les falta colmillo. Muchos andan detrás pero no me humillo. Por ahí se dice que me sobra barrio y me faltan tornillos. Agarrando fiesta de la noche hasta la mañana. Pongo en equilibrio todo a lo balanza romana. Que tire no pasa nada. Navego con porte del Elvira, pero mente de Tony Montana.
Vamos a romper la pista. Vamos a romper la pista.
¿Quieren flow? Yo tengo flow. I can't go to bitch. Quieren fuego, yo le soy fuego. Le meto el juego y evito que miren feo. Como sacate, solo tira, ronroneo. Siempre la uno, dime quién lleva el trofeo. Llegamos a la disco. El lugar está encendido. El calor lo paso yo. Pero dale mami que lo bate todo. Tu culo en peltito. Esto pa' los gatitos. Oh, oh. Mi fuleteo pide del ático. Ese muñeco viene del Ártico. Ya lo derrito, capa el delito. Y este dembow suena bendito, tremendo flow.
S.A.R. Bandida de mil amores. A lo quien llama, lo siento baby, ando muy ocupada. Y como se ven las cosas, también lo estaré mañana. Ya sabes que soy bandida, ya sabes que soy villana. Pero te gusta lo malo, por eso no dices nada. Nunca había bebido así, no sentí culpa. De nada me arrepentí, me anda llamando. Ya sabe que estoy aquí, siempre al mando. Nacimos para dirigir, me volví la reina del party. Fumando plumas de colores que todos saben a candy. Bailando a ritmo de daddy. Sacando el lado más malvado, pero prefieres lo yo sé que tú quieres. Aunque solo andes viendo bandidos y por mí bajarías todos los cielos y no muerdo. No te me vayas tan lejos, solamente es esta noche, no te tomes nada en serio. Vamos a romper la pista. Vamos a romper la pista.
Ey, Cori, que lo que. El party se prende cuando llego yo. Todas mis gatas en pose. Tu gatito me vio y se enamoró. Pero yo evito el roce. Si vamos pa' la fiesta es porque canto yo. Y después de las 12 me voy pa' la after y todo se encendió. Para que no me conoce. Tu gata se pone friki. Salgo a la calle sí pa' prender la city. Bebé, yo sé que me veo Ricky. Ey, me dice hello pero yo no soy su kitty. Salimos a la disco con el flow de friquitona. Bebé, yo soy la gata más durita de la zona. Tengo unos gatos que si yo lo ordenacionan. Ey, si no soporta vivir, ¿por qué me menciona?
Shadaisha. Ay, ay, qué dolor de cabeza. Y es que ya me tomé unas cervezas. Trago más trago y me aloqué en la mesa. Dejé toda la casa como un rompecabezas. Me dijeron que me vieron con un toque y que casi les provoco todo un choque. No te compares, bebé, no te equivoques. Que no hay alguien a quien no provoque. En esta vida loca lo aguantaría cualquiera. Shots en la barra, fiesta hasta que me muera. Brindemos con copas, la noche comienza. El ritmo en el aire, olvidamos las penas.
Paul Lewin, baby. Tu güera like a fab. Real G. Hoy yo siento que el viento me dice que después de esto está la habitación. Yo me voy tomando tequila, ellos chilling, amigas sonriendo tú y yo. Y no entiendo por qué vamos lentos si la noche es corta y me siento fresh. Una party en un tiroteo, ¿cuál es el pedo? Mi amor, dale flex. Baby, lo siento, solo quiero dinero. No entiendes un juego. Yo soy tu mami, fuego. Mami, lista. Me escucha llegar al party y pide 2 tragos más. Con mucha modestia o así dice, no te vi jamás. Me quité la capucha y casi salgo por parar, pero mi ducha exige una mami que no le tema al fire. Y ella es sobrenatural, se ve que le gusta el peligro. Pregunta si esto es real y yo respondo es un milagro. Busca mi lado animal por más de una noche conmigo. Me ve como un criminal susurrando. ¿Qué te digo? Dejo a sus amigos porque me prefiere. Y yo nunca la denigro, sé tratar a las mujeres. Me baila perra al antiguo, sabe cómo dar placeres. Mientras descubre su ombligo y pide que haga los deberes. Se la encuero, la cuere, no importa que pase primero. Y que desde hace unos ayeres que quiere probar mi cuero. Ese culo me da poderes, es solo en el cochinero. Ni siquiera sé quién eres y ya siento que te quiero. Te quiero, quiero. Una noche que dure hasta que el rap caduque. Si es que antes no muero. Te requiero, quiero. Que ponches de lo que consumes para que me apure a hacerte lo que quiero. Que te quiero. Una noche que dure hasta que